Hi there, it's Roy Breton here from Garden Equipment Review. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're looking at the Toro TimeCutter zero-turn mower. Over the last few days we've been looking at the my favourite mowers, in fact, zero-turn mowers, the most manoeuvrable machines on the market. Now the other day we looked at a snapper, a zero-turn mower. I haven't used a snapper lately, but I have used them. They're well-built machines, but let's focus more on the Toro for today. Both these machines, the Toro TimeCutter and the Snapper Zero Turn, both the same prices, £3,349 at the time of writing, but the Toro does offer a £450 saving. I think they've both got advantages, but they're both sort of made by sound manufacturers, if you like, who have been established for many years. So, as I mentioned, zero turns are the most manoeuvrable mowers. A few weeks ago we were looking at the out front mowers, but these offer even more manoeuvrability. So a zero turn mower, as I put here, how does a zero turn mower work? Basically you've got the two driving wheels and you've got the two caster wheels. A hydrostatic motor, or there is a hydrostatic motor on each driving wheel at the rear, and you have independent control of the hydrostatic motor on these levers. So you've got instant forward and reverse and variable speed. With a hydrostatic motor, it enables you to have variable speed, and it's the best way to drive a mower today. In fact, I wouldn't recommend buying a lawn mower with a gearbox. There are a few gearbox models available, but not something I'd recommend. All zero-turn mowers, as far as I know, are hydrostatic driven. So let's take a look at some of the features. As I mentioned, the most manoeuvrable mowers on the market. Obstacles are no longer an issue, because with a zero-turn you sit quite low, and for example, if you've got overhanging branches, you can just weave in and out of them. If you've got flower beds, shrubs to go around, trees, you can just literally go around them, no backing up. And if you do have to back up, it's so simple. Once you've been on one of these machines for a few hours, you won't want to use anything else. So definitely a great plus point. Now this engine comes with a between 708cc petrol engine. It's called a Lonkin engine, an Italian engine. Now, I have noticed these engines getting quite popular. Personally, I would prefer if it's something more like a Briggs & Stratton, Kohler, Kawasaki or Honda. All engines I've used. They're well proven. This is a cheaper engine, and not all my experience with Italian engines has been good. That's the only thing that really lets this mower down. But I haven't personally owned one, so time will tell in years to come how these engines last. So let's go on to the steel deck. The deck on a mower is something I always look at, because it takes quite a battering with blades spinning around, hitting the occasional obstacle, not something you aim to do, but it does happen, unfortunately. Stones and twigs and things get on the lawn. So you want something that's strong, and this has a 10 gauge steel deck, so that is strong, which is a good plus point. There's good cutting height range, very important. Let's get rid of that message. Always important to be able to have a high cut. Now, for what the high cut goes to, I think it's about 4 inches, I think, 104 millimeters. So that's about 4.5 inches. So if your grass gets a little bit overgrown, you've got the ability to put the deck right up. Or if you're cutting long grass, it's always nice to have that option where you can take the grass down in stages. There's an anti-sculpt deck as well. I assume that often they have like little wheels here that just makes them float off, well, not really float, but just stops them sculpting, which is good. There's a toolbox, always handy to keep a few basic tools in case you need an optional hour meter. I would recommend having that. Tells you when your next service is due. It doesn't actually tell you, but you can check. Some of them flash up for service, but it's also interesting to know how many hours you've actually sat on your machine, and it may not always be as many as you first think. There's also cutting deck washout ports, just on the edge, on each side. You attach a hose and wash the machine down. The machine comes with a 3-year domestic warranty and a 1-month commercial warranty. Now this is a domestic mower really. I wouldn't recommend it for commercial use, but if you want a 0 turn for domestic use, to me, great option. My favourite type of mower, manoeuvrable. And also there is no collector. There is a collector available, but I would personally go for the mulching blades. Get out there, cut your grass regularly. It's quick. Mulching does take a little bit of power, but it helps to keep your grass green in dry weather, and no grass to collect, which is a huge time saver. Combined with the 0 turn manoeuvrability, it really is a big plus point. There also is a tow bar that comes with it, so you can tow a garden trailer around, which is an extra option, or if you've got a roller or something like that to tow with your machine, that's another plus point. So I put my famous eBay link in here. If you buy them on eBay, yes, you can get some bargains, but just be careful what you're buying. Make sure you know what you're buying. Of course, there is some rubbish on there as well, unfortunately. If you can afford to buy brand new, I would buy brand new and take advantage of the 3-year warranty. Also put here, Toro offer Smart Speed, which is, I don't want to confuse you, but it's kind of got 3 gears that give you 3 different speeds. However, it is hydrostatic drive, so you've got variable speed anyway, but the Smart Speed just helps to give you slightly more control. I must admit, on the hydrostatic machines I've never had the Smart Speed, and I've always felt I've had plenty of control, but maybe Toro just feels it helps things along a bit. So that's about it really. If you've got any questions, we've got the specification down here by the way. If you've got any questions, please feel free to put them in the box here, or I'm going to embed this video into this somewhere here. Please feel free to comment on this YouTube video. Thanks very much for watching.